What's up, everybody? My name is Marco Messina.
And I'm Michael Kantaris.
And welcome back to Italian Football TV. Another crazy weekend in the Serie A. A few draws, some unexpected plans that we didn't predict. But our punishment this week.
We took the punishment to a next level, guys. You're not going to believe it. Bro, I can't believe we're doing this.
I just hope we don't get arrested.
But that's at the end of the video. For now, we are going to recap the Derby della Madonnina. Milan and Inter was completely different than last year's boring draws. Milan overtook Inter 3-0.
We definitely didn't expect that.
Nah,
We both said it was going to be draws.
I thought it was going to be a little bit more boring than it was.
Yeah, I said it was going to be a little bit more exciting.
But Inter's form of the late, their past two games, they've lost to Juve and Milan, and they've conceded 6 goals. Inter fans around the world, I feel bad for you. That's so
Not
poor.
too long ago, they were first place, and now they're in a slump.
They didn't start too bad. They had some early chances, but Milan scored a cross from Onda, and Alex headed it in. Santon.
What was Santon doing there? He looked like he was scared of the ball.
He was messing up like almost all game. And then after that, Inter had a chance to come back with Icardi, a penalty kick.
Was that really a penalty?
Tough to say, but either way, Donnarumma, the 16-year-old, was going against Icardi, one of the best strikers. It was one of the best strikers. Either way, Icardi missed. Donnarumma even went the wrong way, but he still missed.
He jumped in excitement too. You saw
He did, yeah.
jump at
That was really funny. But Milan took off after this. They scored another 2 goals in quick succession. Bacca, and who scored the other one?
Niang scored it off
my
a nice
God.
little lucky rebound he got.
Santon, again, the culprit of one of the mistakes. And then Miranda and Murillo were just poor, I thought, all game. Inter, Medel was giving up balls so easy.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Inter, that solid, compact Inter that we saw at the top of the table recently. But then Mancini, to top it all off, when the results weren't going away for Inter, got sent off.
Did you guys see that? He gave the middle finger to the Milan fans out of frustration.
And then he went on TV, they asked him about it. A woman sportscaster asked him about it, and he admitted it. He said, I did give it to, a few of the fans that were up there. But then he kind of got mad at the woman. He was telling her, you're asking me, provocative question, and I already answered you. She defended herself. She's like, oh, it's a question I need to ask. And Mancini's like, oh, you're just doing it to stir things up. And he's like, didn't you hear me already? He's like, I already told you that.
He was frustrated too, so you got to understand it from Mancini.
I understand the frustration, but then as he takes off the thing, he curses at her.
Yeah, his team lost 3-0
I know, but you can't. You got to act a little classy. I'm not saying anything bad about Mancini, but I think he acted wrong. We saw what happened with Sadi last week, Not the right things were said. And, you got to present yourself, show your team how you act. But again, not a great time for Inter. They need to rebound. Eder,
I don't think it was a great idea to play him on the first day.
But we're going to have to see how this develops. For Milan fans, the city is yours for a week. You can have fun. When we're in Milano in another 2 weeks, 10 days,
10 days,
we're going to see if the Milan fans are still singing at the Duomo.
Napoli, Empoli, what we thought would be an interesting match turned into be an interesting match. Goal fest for sure. Empoli started off though with a Paredes free kick.
You're right.
A huge deflection. It was a huge, but nonetheless, it was exciting seeing Empoli go up first.
But what do you think happened? If you didn't see this game,
it didn't last long. Who scored?
Napoli, Higuain, and Insigne.
How many goals does Higuain have?
Cassano was right again. Napoli start the game off always by 2 goals when Higuain and Insigne are on the pitch, and they scored the first 2 goals. They were back in it. Higuain, how many goals does he have in the same amount of matches?
22 goals in 22 games. That's a goal in every game.
Insane. And Insigne has 10. He scored again.
Did you see that free kick? Top 9, he scored. Oopski. No chance.
No, you can't do anything about that. And then it just kept coming for Napoli. Coming. Own goal.
Callejon scoring 2 at the end.
And then Callejon scored 2. He only scored 1 goal before this, and then he scored 2.
2, exactly.
Mertens. But look, when you take a guy like Insigne off and you put Mertens on, who could serve a ball to Callejon on a plate, and then Callejon can finish, Napoli, you are a strong team. Hamsik was so beautiful to watch. It was exciting. Hamsik, he's found his position. I have to be honest, I didn't think he could play center midfield like he has this season. Before this, Maurizio Sarri, man.
Give it up for him,
honestly, 5-1 against a strong team.
They're not just first place, but they're entertaining their crowd. How many goals they scored?
And okay, listen, this is one thing we want to say. Empoli were winning 1-0. It's not always easy to come back from that,
definitely not.
especially because Juventus were in first place because they had that game, the early game. And there's a lot of pressure. They showed a lot right there with the pressure. They're losing. Juventus in first. They said, They scored 5 goals after Empoli scored their first. Napoli is the real deal this season. Roma, Frosinone. It was Spalletti's chance to finally get his first win in Roma, and he did just that with a 3-1 win.
Did you see their new signings, Zukanovic and El Shaarawy? Pretty good at first game, right?
We'll get into that after. But first, we're going to start with Roma's goal, Nainggolan. From the floor,
How
boom,
did he do
right
that?
in. A little mess up from Frosinone's
Yeah,
keeper. I thought Lally
went
messed
through
up
his
a little.
arms, yeah.
But, okay, this might seem deep to some of you, but I didn't even tell Michael this yet. I want a little explanation for this one. You ready? I think that Nainggolan did this. He's one of the only ones who really cares about Roma, and the reason why he scored. We might laugh like, "Oh, it's a stupid goal," but it shows his character that he keeps fighting, even when he's on the ground. He doesn't try not to score. He just keeps pushing, keep fighting, and I think it's a good representation of Nainggolan.
It is definitely. And do you see how they put him in a more attacking role than his defensive role that he's playing?
I have to be honest. I'm not exactly a fan of that, and I'll explain why. I think Pjanic should play a little bit higher up and Nainggolan a little bit further back. I know it worked out, Nainggolan scored. But on Frosinone's goal, if you watch it again, Pjanic went up, right? And Nainggolan was supposed to cover him, but Nainggolan couldn't come back enough. And there was a little space. And, okay, the goal, okay, we're talking about Frosinone's goal. And then after that, Nainggolan left the space. And then Zukanovic was out of place. Yeah. Some people, you were telling me that you thought De Rossi messed up, right?
Yeah, it was too slow to come back.
I don't agree. I think that De Rossi needed to stay in that position because think about this. They were playing a 3-man defense. Manolas, De Rossi, and Zukanovic. The first time they've ever played. They probably had like one training session together. And if you see the picture, De Rossi was standing back a little, which I thought was the right position. It's hard to play in offsides with a defense that you play first time ever.
That's true.
And Zukanovic was out of position. He didn't come back enough. If you see Manolas was almost in the right spot. He was in his place.
He was covering his guy.
Yeah, further back than Zukanovic. Zukanovic was too far up. He left that space. De Rossi tried to come. Zukanovic did a slide tackle. Frosinone got a little bit break and they scored.
Yeah.
But again, Roma wasn't that solid, I thought.
It wasn't solid. Yeah, they seemed kind of sloppy with their passes, and I feel like that's how Frosinone got most of their chances from the mess-ups from Roma.
I thought you said it perfectly. That's exactly what I would have said. I think it was more of Roma messing up. They missed so many passes and stuff, rather than Frosinone having a great game. But it is positive signs, right?
It is, for sure. With the new signings.
Exactly. El Shaarawy, I thought he had a decent match.
How was that?
That goal is sick.
Did you hear about where he got his goal from?
No.
He got a motivation from Zlatan Ibrahimovic back from the Milan days.
Really?
He said it when he was training with Ibra, he learned a thing or two with him.
I didn't know that. I didn't hear that one. It's a little bit. I mean, I heard some things on Twitter. People saying I thought he had a decent match, good for the first time.
Definitely. And Zukanovic too. He gave assists for his first one.
Zukanovic in the beginning of the match, Frosinone had a corner kick. Did you see?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Zukanovic saved it off the line. If he's not there, it's a goal for Frosinone.
He headed that
but
out.
He almost could have put it in as a lot of technique.
He popped it up in the set. Did you see that?
Exactly.
He could have just fell and made an own goal. Anything could have happened.
And I agree with you. I thought Zukanovic had a better debut than El Shaarawy, except for that one slip up, which is acceptable because what he trained one time.
Exactly.
He can't even speak the same he did play in Sampdoria, but still, it's not the same with Manolas and De Rossi. You don't know each other. And Zukanovic's shirt was completely drenched when he came out. Worked so hard.
He did try his best.
We forgot one thing. Totti, the king, came back.
That's true. No more pictures on the bench for him. He actually got subbed on.
The stadium erupted when Totti came on. It was so exciting to see the king of Rome. Yeah, like we were saying, not bad from Roma. First win under Spalletti, positive signs.
Even though it was against Frosinone, definitely positive signs and of course some negatives, but that's very understandable with a new coach and a couple new signings. Chievo Verona versus Juventus, another crazy game, and Juve got their 12th consecutive win.
4-0, Juventus beat Chievo. 8 goals, Chievo conceded in 2 games. What the hell's wrong with that?
And do you think Morata's back? Scoring a brace?
Perfect timing because Mario Mandzukic is out injured. We see how the confidence from Morata against Inter came into this game, and hopefully it keeps coming in for Juventus. They seem unstoppable. Wait, one thing. Allegri just equaled the club and Conte's record 12 wins in a row.
Oh, do you think he could break it?
Oh my God! If break it, I think so.
That'd be interesting.
If we think back to like when Allegri first joined the team, I mean, there were Juve fans yelling at us saying, "We don't want you." It was because Juventus fans were closely knit with Conte, but
Allegri proved everybody wrong.
Really, he really did. Again, Alexandro. Oh my God!
Another great.
That guy
game.
gotta get called up for Brazil. He's so fast and tricky, and he scored. And then who scored? Did you guess it? Did you guess it?
The dab master, Paul Pogba.
Yo,
He crossed out like two people and then finesse the bottom right corner.
He walked by the two, but he didn't cross them out.
He just scrubbed them off his shoulder.
Listen. I'm really not a fan of this dabbing thing, but if he keeps scoring goals and keeps
dab
playing,
wherever you
do
want.
whatever the hell you want.
Dab
That's
here,
what the hell do. Again, in the second half, it was 4-0, and Buffon didn't really have anything to do.
I think Buffon was stretching.
Oh, no.
Down.
You got to see the tweet from UVFC.com. Oh my God, what Buffon was actually doing. There's live footage. UVFC.com got live footage of what he was doing.
Dybala being once again instrumental in Juve's win. He didn't score, but he was setting passes left and right, and he was really controlling the offense.
Your key word, instrumental. We saw his passes with Pogba. He's leading the team. He's stepping up. And I thought he did good. You don't always score.
You don't have to score. He had a great game without scoring.
He took like one shot. He's like, I want to get in on this 4-0 action. But then Pogba, one really funny moment. After the match, Pogba got his shoes stolen by
the ball boys, right? That was hilarious.
Speaking about Pogba, that control.
With a back foot.
Yo, my phone doesn't work anymore for how many retweets that one got. It's insane.
He slammed the crossbar though. If that went in, I would have been screaming.
Goal of the year. Everyone, we all love you, Paul Pogba. Bologna, Sampdoria. Our team wins again. Bologna took it 3-2.
We got a little scared though. It went 2-2 in the 87th minute. I was like, no, Bologna, don't mess us up.
But then they pulled through, got 3-2, win. Sampdoria, they sell Eder. I'm so upset.
Andjukanovic, he's not there.
Massimo Ferrero, I thought we had something good going. Then you go and sell them. It really upsets me when Serie A teams do this.
Bologna's in 10th place now, playing great.
Let's start out with the first goals. Donza was fantastic this game. Cut up, tearing up that right side, put it in. Munir finished it. And then that second goal, who was it? Our boy that's going to be on this show, put the pressure on Ranocchia from Inter, just transferred over.
And then Donza rifled it in the bottom right corner, making it 2-0 like that.
That pressure from Giaccherini, man. Working hard. You work hard, you get lucky. Poor debut for Ranocchia.
Yeah, but Sam did not stop there. Sampdoria coming back.
You're right.
Making it 2-1.
Muriel. I think we're going to start seeing a lot of him because, like we said, Eder's
not there.
So he's got more time to shine. He's finished.
Yeah.
The finish was beautiful. And then who scored the second for Samp?
The Argentinian, Correa, scored the second one, making it 2-2 in the 87th minute.
And he had a good game against Napoli too.
He did.
The one to watch out for. Correa has actually been grabbing my eye. But then we know who scored. Destro from the spot.
From a penalty. Oh my God. They were going nuts.
It really didn't end there because if you watch to the end, Sampdoria had a free kick. I think it was Carbonero who took the shot.
That was close. Imagine it went 3-3.
Mirante didn't even move. Actually, he did move. He grabbed the ball and then he threw himself to the ground. He's like, Bologna, we're taking this win. We can't let Sam come back.
Udinese, Lazio. Pretty boring game. We all thought Lazio was going to win because Udinese keeps conceding 100 goals every game.
Listen, you know I don't talk about Lazio anymore. You guys screwed me last game. Then you can't even beat Udinese.
It's a good positive for Udinese. Not conceding any goals, grabbing a point.
Well, they did score, but it was offside.
Yeah, it was offside. He was celebrating like crazy.
Yeah.
To the linesman, put up his flag.
But that was basically all we had, and we'll give you a quick little summary of how the game went. Look at Lazio's sporting director during the match. We thought this part was hilarious. Yeah, not that much in it. Lazio should have won. Udinese good at home, not conceding. I mean, maybe turning a new leaf for them?
Hopefully.
Genoa, Fiorentina, a new look Genoa side. We saw that Perotti just went to Roma. I don't know where he's going to fit in there, but Genoa got Cerci. Fiorentina couldn't put this one away. It ended 0-0. Again, we thought that Fiorentina was going to take this one.
They did.
Like, okay, Genoa's good, but no Perotti, you know.
They
they're
did
gonna
prove
be
us
out
wrong,
of
though. They have a nice attack still, Genoa.
Perotti did play, but then after the match, Gasperini confirmed that it was his last game. So he wasn't really into it. He's probably thinking about like
Exactly.
what
What's he
Roma
doing
did
at
against
Roma?
Frosinone. Anyway, one interesting moment was Paulo Sousa was sent off the match because he stopped the ball from going out
You saw
before
that?
it went out.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like a nice guy. He's pretty cool,
I
right?
would never expect him to be like get sent off like that.
It's
Seems
a
like
rule,
nice guy.
though. It's a
I
rule,
know.
so they got obliged to it. But yeah, game ended 0-0. There were a lot of 0-0 draws. So stick with us these next games.
Torino versus Hellas Verona.
Another 0-0.
But look at this, Hellas Verona racking another point.
They
That's
can't win, but they're not losing.
11 points, 11 draws.
Torino, yo, what happened?
Belotti, Ciro Immobile, they're not very effective. They couldn't score against last place Verona.
I think it was just like a Serie A weekend of 0-0 draws. Not too much in this one either.
No.
Luca Toni had a little chance, but he couldn't do it. Verona, again, like we said, they're racking up those ties.
I can see a win next game for them.
Carpi Palermo is a game that I actually predicted off camera. I was like, yo, I should pick a tie. But Lasagna wasn't playing, so I didn't pick it. It ended 1-1. Gilardino scored for
He did,
Palermo,
yeah.
and Mancosu scored for Carpi. Two pretty good teams, right?
Yeah, it is. Lasagna did come in though, even though he did not start. I really did think he was gonna score the equalizer or even a winner.
We both bet on Palermo. We were both wrong, and that's why we do the challenge that you're going to see at the end of this video.
Atalanta, Sassuolo, another crazy game, another crazy draw in a crazy league. Serie
Evenly
A.
matched teams, right? Who scored first for Sassuolo?
Domenico Berardi scored a nice easy tap in, making it
Goals a goal.
1-0.
And then who scored for Atalanta? Who's leaving?
Oh man, the Argentinian Dennis, he actually missed a penalty.
Rebound that shit.
And he
in.
rebounded it at home, making it 1-1. That was his last game for Atalanta. He was so emotional, saying thank you, farewell to everyone at Atalanta.
Don't worry, man. We got Diamante and Borriello to take over.
We do.
Exciting times ahead for Atalanta. Good draw against a fantastic Sassuolo.
You ready?
We're jumping running?
Yeah, we'll do that.
It's recording? No, Mike, it's been
All right, let's go. Let's go!
IFTV!
Head in, Marcus! Head in! Wait, our hands. He did! Hey, kids are here. Yo, it is so much colder than you would ever get.
I know, I've done it.
Italian Football TV YouTube. Oh shit, the cops. Yo, we did it so fast. That was awesome. Yo, it was so
That
much
was
colder
insane.
than I ever expected.
Never would have experienced.
Listen, guys, thank you for watching. Listen, we're taking this to the top. IFTV is gonna conquer the world. one
Spread
day.
the word, guys.
Please share this with your friends. Everybody's gonna love this. Yo, we just jumped into the East River. This is known for having like where the mafia throws dead bodies and shit. But you didn't hear that from me. Anyway, guys, thank you. We hope you enjoy. Next episode, taking things to another level. Ciao.